are there any fresh injuries after the Leicester game, and are Alan and Delph available for selection?
No, Alan and Delph are not available for selection. We have out also Gabaman. The other are okay, no problem after the game against Leicester. They updated that is Delph started to train with the team this week, and after the game against Leicester, Alan I think will start next week, and Gabaman, we hope that he can start to train with us next week.
Carlo, when you played Newcastle in November, you dropped Jordan Pickford. What are your thoughts about Jordan Pickford's selection on the eve of this match?
But I'm not in the habit to on giving the lineup during the press conference. But Pickford didn't play against Newcastle for normal rotation that I am used to do in this period because we have a lot of games. So we have to play tomorrow, we have to play Wednesday, next weekend. So we are going to have a lot of game, and Jordan will be rotated like the other players.
So you can't say whether he starts in this game?
I don't know. I have to think about this.
Carlo, Newcastle's form is really bad, and if Everton want to make the top four, you've really got to win this game, haven't you?
I think it is an important game for both teams for different reasons, but for us it's really important because we have a possibility to go up in the table, and it is can be good motivation for the second part of the season. And Newcastle is the same. They have difficulty in this moment, and they will come here with all their energy and all their motivation.
And just finally, the transfer window, of course, is closing in a few days. Can you say anything about Bernard, Cenk Tosun, Anthony Gordon, or Joe Kenny going out on loan possibly?
Unfortunately, I cannot say anything new about this.
Thank you.
If we go to Olivia from Premier League Productions, please.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
You said last week that, you know, for you as a manager, you've managed clubs that have played in the Champions League, and that gives you the motivation and desire to want to do it with this group. Is it a case for the players as well, going in the opposite direction, that a lot of them haven't played in the Champions League, so they'll use that extra motivation going into the second half of the season?
I'm talking in general. In general, for a player, for the career of the player to play in Champions League is a different step. Is another step. Is a step forward. I think that for our players, this has to be strong motivation, and they know this, and we are working on this. Yeah, it will be difficult. We are in a good position now. I know that, and then we know that we have to fight for this, and we are going to fight for this. This doesn't mean that we will be able to reach.
Yeah.
But I can assure you that we can fight for this.
And one of your, not important players, but James Rodriguez, how key, if he can rediscover that early season form, is a big part of why you got those so many wins at the start of the season. He was absolutely brilliant. Of course, he's missed a large chunk of the season through injury, scored a brilliant goal against Leicester. If you're going to make the top four, how important, obviously all the players, but how important is he going to be if he can find that early season form?
Well, of course, James gave to us more quality in front. He started really well. He had problems in the middle. Now he's back again, and he's important like the others. I think we need to have the best from James, from Richarlison, from Calvert-Lewin, that are our strike, for Iwobi, that is doing really well. we want to reach our target, it will be important for them to have the best performance as possible.
And just one final question from me. Just a quick word on the Newcastle game. Of course, like you mentioned earlier, that they're not on a great run of form. But is this you've already said it's a must-win and it's a big game for both clubs. But complacency on your side mustn't come into this, especially as they did beat you in the reverse fixture.
We have to pay attention to this game because every game in Premier League is really, really difficult and unpredictable. I think we have to pay attention because Newcastle is not in a good moment, and so we know they come with at their best as a motivation, as a physicality, as organization, and so it will be a difficult game as usual. As usual, I didn't find in this season, in the seasons before, easy games. Can be easy game after, but not before.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Good luck as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alistair, please, from the BBC.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Just going back to Jordan Pickford, and obviously you've made a lot of, you've spoken a lot about how you want your team to be more defensively solid. And I just wondered, is it worrying that sometimes that he makes an error that leads to a crucial goal? How do you eradicate that from his game?
He did a mistake, and I think that we can say this, but this doesn't change for me, for his teammates, the confidence that we had. He did a fantastic saves in the past, and if the team is solid, it's solid also because Pickford was better in the last period than it was before. I think that there is absolutely no problem and no doubt on his quality and on his motivation.
And do you think he's benefited from having Robin Olsen rotating with Robin Olsen? Has that improved?
I think so. I think there is a good competition there, and I think that the sign of Olsen help him to be more motivated and also with less pressure.
And I've been speaking to Steve Bruce. Obviously, you mentioned there, or you've been talking there about how they're struggling at the bottom of the team. Do you have sympathy with him in the sense that you talk about the difficulties of being a manager before, and also this season particularly? Do you have sympathy with Steve Bruce?
I have a lot of sympathy for Steve as a man. I like him as a man, as his attitude. He's a good manager. He is under pressure, but who is not under pressure? We are all the time under pressure, so no news for this. I think that Steve has the experience, the knowledge to move quickly from this situation.
James Mountford, please.
Hello, Carlo. Gylfi Sigurdsson, when he next plays, will have played 300 Premier League appearances. He's just said as well that his current time at Everton is the happiest that he's been so far at the football club. I just wonder, what is it that you're doing that's getting the best out of him? And is he thriving on having the captaincy as well?
I think it is a great achievement. If we are able to be able to reach 300 games, it is fantastic. He's doing really well. I am really pleased with him. He's a fantastic professional, fantastic players. He can play in different positions. Maybe sometimes I didn't use him in the position that he preferred, but he never complained. He always focused. He's a team player, and so he has not the armband, because the armband is for Samos, but he is another captain in the squad for his behavior and his attitude.
And you get asked a lot of questions about strikers, quite rightly, but in defence, Everton haven't conceded more than once in the last 9 Premier League games. How happy are you with that defensive record?
Oh, as I said, we have more consistency now. We are more focused defensively. And it's true that most of this game we defended instead to attack. We want to attack more, of course, but sometimes to be able to defend when you have to defend is important. One of the quality of a team is to read the situation, because when you have to defend and you try to attack is a mistake. And so when you have to attack and you defend is a mistake. And so I think that we were able to read the situation of the games.
James Savundra, please.
Carlo, when you look at where Everton are in the table, only 4 points off fourth with those 2 games in hand, how pleased are you with the form and the results that you've picked up, despite the fact that you've maybe not been at your very best in recent time?
Honestly, I am quite happy for the position of the table. I think it could be better because we lost some point that we didn't have to lose. So happy, but I think that we can improve, and we have to improve. The position, as I said, is good because there is a lot of competition, a lot of unpredictable games. Every game is so complicated and so difficult. But I think that we have possibility to improve the team and the quality of our play and our style.
The defensive record has obviously been really impressive, but when you talk about looking at improving, is it the attacking areas you're looking at? And do you think that's natural? Is it going to still take time for a lot of these players to gel in attacking areas?
I think that we showed that defending deep, when we defend deep, we are comfortable. And now we have to be where we can improve, where we have to be comfortable to defend when the defensive line is a little bit higher. And so that give us the opportunity to press forward, to catch the ball forward, to have more opportunity to score goals. This is the step that we have to do, to try keeping this consistency, the defensive line 15 meters higher.
We'll take one from Carl Markham and then one from Rob Ellis, please.
I'm mute.
Carl, you're on mute. We can't hear you. Rob Ellis, please.
Hi, Carlo. I just wanted to go back to Olivia's question there about James. Obviously, you've worked with him at a number of different clubs now. So wanted to see kind of what your personal relationship is like with James. And also that a quirk of this season is that all of his goals and assists have come in home matches. Any kind of explanation why that might be?
I think it's just a coincidence that he did better at Goodison Park, because I think that the fact that we are playing without a closed door, without fans and supporters, it means that it was a coincidence that he did better at Goodison Park. The relationship with him is normal like the others. So I don't have a different relationship between James and the other players. I try to treat them in the same way.
And just finally in the open section, if we'll go to Louis Restrepo, please.
Hello, Carlo.
Ciao.
You are talking about to improve the attack, and I would like to ask you if James has to improve as well attacking, because we saw him a really good first half against Leicester, a fantastic goal, but in the second half he disappeared when the team has to defend more. Maybe he needs to improve as well in that sense.
But of course, when we have the defensive line deep, the strikers, James, Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, has more difficulties to show their quality. They are not defenders, and so we have to be able to give them more opportunity to show their quality. As I said, to try to press more forward and to give them more opportunity to have the ball and to use their quality in front.
And
Unmute. I cannot hear you.
Oh, the thing is, they mute me. No, I'd like to ask you, which kind of lessons you learned in this game against Leicester? Because, I mean, in the first half, the team was doing everything fantastic, but in the second half, they allowed to give a lot of pressure from Leicester, and the team disappeared, and then they draw the game, no?
The lesson that I learned is that we can compete with everyone in the Premier League. I don't know if we are able to win all the games, but for sure we can compete with everyone, because Leicester is one of the best teams in the Premier League, and we were able to compete. If you consider that we played 2 games against Leicester, we had 4 points, and that was really good for us. We have to defend. I think it's not, as I said, I'm not worried if my team defend. I'm worried when my team has to defend and try to attack. This is the mistake. And so when we have to defend, and if we are deep, and if we are comfortable there, we have to stay there and try to use other quality. Because we have, I think that the fact that we are in a good position in the table was not because we played a fantastic football. It was because we defended well. Because with the quality that we have in front, we can score goals. We have to score a lot of goals on set pieces because we are a fantastic headers. Mina, Calvert-Lewin, Michael Keane, and fantastic player that can deliver the ball really well. Gylfi Sigurdsson and James Rodriguez. So it was not a coincidence that we score goal on set pieces. We have to use the quality that we have.